What's going on, Lotus Tribe? How have you all been? I've missed you. It's been about a few weeks, 2 weeks or so, since I did a ThinkPeace. You all probably don't know that, but I'm communicating that to you. And to be honest, I was about to walk out the door and I was like, you know what? Let me get behind the camera real quick before I take my step, because I've been sitting with this memo for some time. You know, usually I have my journal and I'm like looking down and reading. I've been sitting with love is not a person. That has literally been on me for over a week. And spirit tends to like at me when I don't deliver messages like I'm supposed to. So I've been sitting with that. Love is not a person. And I have gathered great understanding in that space. And when I look at my younger self or the older version of myself, I forgive myself. I was about to say I pity myself, but pity is not the right word. It is forgiving myself for the lack thereof of understanding that I had. And just sitting with the simple fact that love is all around you. You are love. God is love. My Rastafari grandparents, well, my grandfather was Rastafari. I'm not sure about my grandmother. She called herself Spiritual Baptist. But anytime I would get off the phone with them, they would always say, make sure you pray. I love you. Love is God. God is love. And it was just a saying that I would always hear them say. And I'd be like, okay, grandma. But no, really, love is God. God is love. Love is not a person. It is a frequency. It is a energy. It exists in every single thing that is around us. And so I say this to you to challenge you, because I see that being a challenge. This is what I'm hearing for the collective, that is a challenge. Like sometimes you could be so methodical in your thoughts and so practical that, you know, you have this idea of how people should be and what life is supposed to look like, but that looks different for everybody, and everybody is on different levels of consciousness. The best thing that you could do is extend love, even for those that may not be as gracious. And this has been something that I've been practicing with my kids. Now, don't get me wrong, when we pray, we say we don't take no stuff. But to hold on to what people do, not just to you, but in general, like when you think about Trump and the things that he does and how the world gets so infuriated, or the nation gets so infuriated, or we see somebody do one thing and they post on the Shade Room. Now, I don't watch any of these things. It's been a while since I've been on the Shade Room, but this was one of the reasons on why I chose to move away from my social media in general, because we hyper focus on everything else that is outside of us. Not only do we hyper focus on it, but we allow it to affect us in our frequency, and we hold on to that. And when we hold on to it, we give away our power. And if you constantly depleting your power, what do you have left for you? What do you have left to come into you? And so love is not a person. It's you. And when you have love for you, you automatically extend love. Because when you have love, you have compassion. And when you have compassion, there's grace. That doesn't mean minimize your boundaries. That doesn't mean allow people to do whatever, say whatever to you. That is not what I am saying. But what I am saying is that when you learn to love yourself unconditionally, you will learn how to alleviate the weight that you choose to keep. Even though your path doesn't look like that person's path, or even though you wouldn't have made that decision that that person made, you made the decision that you made. And it may not have led you to a destination that was favorable, but you had to take that path in order to learn those lessons. And so when you sit with that, You have to be accepting at the fact that this person had to walk that particular path to learn whichever lesson they had to learn. But we place all this judgment and we give all this power to these people or these circumstances outside of us as though they are the control of our life. And when we learn to love, and when we learn to just be, all of a sudden that heavy weight that you once have or had no longer exists. It no longer exists. One, because you're no longer existing in that space or that frequency. So anyways, that's what I've been sitting with. I'm still sitting with it. So I extended to you. That has been the theme. Love is not a person. Anytime, like, I'm constant with my affirmations, my subliminals. Even when, like, I'm saving things on my desk drive, I'm putting love in it. And it's not because I'm trying to necessarily call in or manifest the specific person or manifest this thing in this person in order to feel that love, because that love already exists within me. So that saying of you attract, you don't chase, is a thing. I think one of the most powerful things I heard was somebody say, when you chase something, it has to be running. Like, when you think about the objective of chasing, you're chasing something that is running, which is why you're chasing it. So we're no longer chasing, we're attracting. And the way that attraction works is like a magnetic. If I am love, then love will naturally attract to me. If I'm a frequency of abundance, then abundance will attract to me. If I am kind, then kindness will be given to me. Right? So if I had my journal prompt here, that's what would be delivered to you. But overall, just with the energy and the tools, I'm going to say this because I've been saying it to myself. To myself. Stop listening to other people. It does not mean that you listening to other people is incorrect, but it is time to quiet your mind. It is time to quiet your mind of all the outside noise. And I know you've already been working on it and you've been in your space and you've been secluded and in solitude. That things makes me think about that song by Layla Ike is her name. And it's like, peace of mind. I'm gonna listen to that song when I get done with this video. But I challenge you not to listen to anything for a few hours out of the day. Nothing in the background, no chatter. No chatter. Music, frequency, affirmations, subliminals, reprogramming yourself to build that reservoir or that reserve of attraction. Fill yourself up with love. Listen to music that makes you think of love. Listen to music that helps raise your vibration, right? Listen to music about forgiveness. Listen to music for each area of your life or frequencies that can look like, let's see, you got some affirmations that could look like meditations, and letting those things play in the background. But that constant need to learn and learn something new, or what do you have to say? Minimize it. And I know that that contradicts you listening to me right now, but if you're hearing it and it's coming across your screen, it's something you need to take in. The excessive noise, tune it out, because you have to hear yourself. In order to get to the next phase in your life, you have to hear yourself. You have to hear yourself. You manifesting, and you manifesting something big and enormous and gigantic. And it's not for other people to understand. And that's okay. That's okay. Everybody ain't got to understand it. You see the vision, and that's all that matters. Leave everybody else outside of your dreams and hold your dreams close to you. Some people ain't meant to hear it. That's including friends, best friends, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, mothers. You got it. You know what you're trying to do. You know what new things you're trying to bring into your life. And lastly, forgiveness. Forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for the trauma that you partaked in and allowing yourself to experience. Forgiving yourself for not protecting yourself in the past in the ways that you should have. Forgiving others for betraying you. Forgiving others for causing trauma because of the trauma that they've been caused. And giving grace. And giving grace. So, if you check the link down below in my description, there is a 4 free day workbook challenge for you to identify where you are. In order for you to establish where it is that you're trying to go at 11:11, play with it. And it is for you to at least gain some clarity so that you can now take the steps to show up being the best version of yourself. Because this is the place of self and soul development. You ain't heard? Heavy on the soulful. So until next time, everyone, I love y'all so much. I have to go. I have to go get my children. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Sending y'all so much love. Until next time. Yeah.